I think we can accept that ancient humans clearly didn't evolve in the environment we're in today. We didn't have grocery stores and malls, bleach and chlorinated water, antibiotics and fungal creams, or all the other modern amenities that many of us enjoy. In fact, the impact of domestication and, importantly, industrialization has led to the most profound moments, not only for humans, but for Earth. So much so that we may have entered a new geological epoch, the Anthropocene, reflecting a period where humans began to have a major impact on Earth's ecosystem. Importantly for this class is that it's quite obvious that we humans now live in an environment very different from that of our ancestors. This raises a serious question. Are there consequences? If our bodies evolved from millions of years as foragers and occasionally hunters, what does that mean for us now? Apparently, it means a lot. Asthma, obesity, some forms of cancer and liver disease, heart disease, and diabetes were simply not common among our more hunter-gatherer ancestors. They are diseases of civilization. Now, this is not to say that times were easy for those foragers. They certainly were not. I've been on a number of expeditions to remote locations, from high in the Andean mountains to deep in the Amazon jungle. And I can say quite honestly that I enjoyed those moments immensely, but overall, I prefer my house cool, my bed warm, and my food fresh and dead on arrival. I prefer not to be carrying parasites. I like the freshness of brushing my teeth with toothpaste, and I like the security of having access to healthcare. I like the fact that if I maintain responsible practices, I have much better odds of staying healthy longer in this dramatically changed Anthropocene environment. But through a better understanding of our evolutionary past, we can learn to enjoy our modern luxuries with fewer consequences. For example, many people today are overloading their bodies with sugars. Our domesticated fruits and even many of our vegetables, such as carrots, are loaded with more sugar than anything you would find in wild varieties. Even so, human bodies seem to handle this adjustment reasonably well. But with industrialization, we also have a diversity of refined sugars, which takes consumption of sugar to a level that the human body is simply not prepared for. These dietary changes are among the leading causes of diseases of civilization, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. In fact, a 20-ounce bottle of soda that you'll likely find in a vending machine has 65 grams of sugar. That's equivalent to eating 3 pounds of carrots. And remember, that's a domesticated carrot, which is far sweeter than the wild variety that our foraging ancestors would enjoy. Drinking soda with artificial sweetener might not be much of an improvement, because it's still reinforcing that extreme sweet tooth mentality, which also has physiological and psychological consequences. In general, we have increased our consumption of sugar and fat and decreased our consumption of fiber. Now, this has led some to argue that maybe people should adopt a more paleo dietary strategy. I provided a link where you can hear about some of the problems with modern paleo diets, which is discussed by Dr. Christina Warner at a recent TED OU event. From her talk, you'll see that while modern paleo diet is somewhat ill-conceived, the basic message of understanding our evolutionary adaptations can greatly benefit our dietary behavior.